and thanks for staying with us. Customs impound goods worth millions of naira from smugglers operating along the nation's borderline. Also on Customs report, the CG speaks on customs matters at the villa. Plus, more report. I am Igiseme Itinye. Stay tuned. The Customs Management has said that the revenue generation of the Nigerian Customs Service will continue to increase every month. The Customs Controller General also told State House correspondents that the nation will continue to increase revenue in all aspects of customs formation.
Organization. We have what we call the World Customs Organization, which we all belong to. And under that umbrella, we operate virtually the same goods globally. We harmonize our system globally. So we need to get our officers to that level where their own capacity to be able to perform at the best practice globally is attained. Then of course, we try to create balance and control through optimal technology deployment. Today, I make bold to say Nigerian Customs Service is one of, if not the best, in terms of technological development and processing. Our NICES 2, which we are very soon going to move into the trade modernization system, is the best. On that platform, we have, as of today, over 37 agencies that are key in there. And we believe that for us, that is the single window for Nigeria, because all trading partners key into that. They have access to it and they work on it. So we believe that that should be our single window as moving forward. But for today, that is our platform of operation. And everything we do in terms of import and export processing is automated. It's automated.
The Controller General speaks more on a number of issues
that we put in place, and then we now look at the structure. What we need to do with the structure is what on the ground good enough for us to be able to execute optimally our mandate, or do we need to tinker with it? And I want to assure you that between me and the management of the Nigerian Customs Service, having looked at it holistically, we believe we need to unbundle some commands and units. Unbundling means we have to open up, create more commands in order to cover more areas, and then create more specialized commands to take care of specialized areas. And that we will see. Unbundling of commands units and creation of new commands to achieve strategic objectives. E.g., example, non-intrusive inspection area, that is the scanners. We need to have specialized people to manage the scanners. We also look at the marine, because that is a special. The gentleman sitting right behind you is a marine officer to the core. He grew up in that sector, and he is our expert when it comes to marine.
The CG also said that importers should also come forward and clear their consignment without delay.
Having covered the import-export, we have the excise and industrial incentives. That is the one that most advanced countries make their money from, because most countries are highly industrialized, and therefore they collect excise far more than what they collect on import and export. Because for them, they export more than they import. They only import raw materials. In our own case, we import more of finished product than raw materials. Even the export, we export less raw materials than we import finished goods. That, of course, that's what creates the trade imbalance between us and the advanced countries. And what we hope, and I always say this, that as the Controller General of Nigerian Customs Service, I'm looking forward to the day that we will be collecting more excise money, because then we now know that we are deploying our money inwards. We are spending our money within the country. Because for every duty, yes, we are happy, we collect import duty, but it then means that we are financing other industries outside Nigeria, because these goods are coming as finished goods, and we are spending our money to buy them. And that's why we're always running helter-skelter for foreign exchange. So it is our hope that gradually, with the industrial policies of Mr. President, things will begin will change, and then we will begin to have more industries paying excise than collecting import duty. So what we have done in that area is to ensure that we come up with electronic process of making sure that we collect. Now that we have started collecting the carbonated drinks tax, it has increased our take by almost 10.2% since the inception of that tariff. We're also looking forward to the full inclusion of the telecommunication tariff, which will also increase our revenue. We're also looking forward to having other goods that will now come into the tariff line, because a lot of us, one of the things that we do that is also inimical to what we collect is that we grant a lot of waivers. We are a nation that loves everybody. You find an industry coming in and say, well, we've given the tax-free period for about 10 years. And then after 10 years, he's now applying for another 10 years. If after 10 years you have not matured enough to be able to survive, then you should die. You should die. There's no reason why we should keep giving you our hard-earned money. The money belongs to 200+ million people, and then we give it as a waiver, and then you find companies under declaring their profit because they don't want to show that they are viable, and so they should pay tax. So we are working electronically and scientifically to be able to survey and get these companies and make sure that we bring them to the tax table, because most countries globally survive on tax. It's only in Nigeria that we're afraid of taxing ourselves.
The Nigerian Customs Service has also continued to improve revenue in all sectors of the command in the country. The Assistant Controller General of Customs, ICT, said that the system will further improve revenue and stop leakages and underpayment by various commands. He was speaking at the workshop on how the system will further improve the skill of officers working within the system. The ACG said that at the workshop that the system will also create an avenue to improve revenue generation.
During the time that federal government of Nigeria signed this contract with the Trade Modernization Project Limited, a lot of transformation have taken place in digital technology. So this project is going to be dynamic. At any given time, there must be room for addition, for upgrade. And like the Trade Modernization Project Limited promised us, that they will give us the best in the industry.
Other participants at the workshop also speaks more on the system.
It's not going to be something that will be limited to ICT modernization. It is something that will be reflected in every aspect of customs operations. So those of us in this room are more or less like disciples. We are the ones that will go out there now and say, look, this is how it's going to be done. And this is how we can fast track the process in such a way that in the next 2-3 years, that becomes the way of life.
To ensure that strategically your capacity is built not only to take over from us, but to actually work with us to ensure that we do what the expectations are and better it.
You are watching the program Customs Report. The Kebbi State Command of Nigerian Customs Service has made 16 seizures of various items generated over 162 million naira from imports in the month of October this year. The controller said that the seizure is the highest since the federal government opened Kamba border.
Under review, that is October 2022, we generated a sum of 162,173,507 naira. Revenue from imports. This is the highest since the reopening of Kamba border. So you can see we have continued to witness increase month by month. The command equally facilitated the formal export of locally manufactured goods worth over 2 billion naira in the period under review. This was achieved through strict enforcement of extant rules. We shall continue to ensure that those who choose to import or export goods through Kamba border do so with the highest level of compliance to lay down rules and regulations. While commending our trading community for improved level of compliance, we look forward to that period where there will be total voluntary compliance. Suppression of smuggling. In our undaunted effort to nip smuggling activities in the bud within the nook and crannies of the command, we directed our operatives to intensify vigilance across vast bushes and all the waterways in Kebbi State. To this end, the effort yielded 16 seizures of assorted items, which include but not limited to 1. 284 parcels, laptop size of cannabis sativa, what is popularly known as India hemp. 2. 4 used vehicles, 2 used Honda Civic cars, 1 used man diesel truck, and 1 tipper truck. 3. 139 bales of second-hand clothes. 4. 345 bags of foreign parboiled rice, 50 kg each. 5. 2,250 liters of PMS. 6. 38 cartons of whitening, bleaching creams, 80 pieces of solar batteries, among others.
The Nigerian Customs Service has warned smugglers to desist from smuggling items across the nation's borderline. The order came from the acting controller in charge of FOU Zone A in Lagos. He speaks more on the number of seizures made by his command. The acting controller in charge of federal operations in Zone A has appealed to the trading community to be patriotic by making sincere declarations and paying the right duty to the federal government. He warned that anyone found breaking the law will be arrested by the authority.
Having understood the unrepentant nature of some economic saboteurs, increased desperation to smuggle, and their quest to acquire wealth ahead of the festive period, this unit has remained resolute in enforcing compliance with the federal government fiscal policies, customs, and excise laws. While doing this, we have evolved better strategies of being ahead of them, not only to seize their wares, but also to get them arrested and prosecuted. Let me remind constitutes a crime against customs extant laws. Primarily, among other effects, smuggling compromises national security, robs the nation of our revenue, which consequently affect the provision of basic amenities and social services to the citizens, and it can destroy your health through the importation of expired, fake, and other illicit drugs. A massive seizure of 3,116 units of cutlasses at a time when the country is preparing for the 2023 general elections calls for genuine concern by patriotic and peace-loving citizens. You may recall that some Hillion youths were either arrested or seen to have used machetes to unleash willful and needless violence on other citizens prior to, during, and after elections. Consequent upon this, well-meaning Nigerians are once again enjoined to provide useful and timely information to customs and other security agencies that will lead to the interception of dangerous weapons, illicit and expired, as well as the arrest of persons involved in criminal importation and trade on these prohibited and controlled goods. To thank the CGC and the management of the Nigeria Customs Service and they came to our rescue. I thank them a lot. And I want to let them know that myself and my officers will be highly unrelenting and will make judicious use of this place.
The Nigerian Customs Service has recorded over 500 million naira from the daily operation of the GBI border as approved by government. The controller also said that since the reopening of the border, over 5 billion naira worth of consignments have been exported and posted at the JBI border with proper documentation. It speaks more on the border reopening.
Or rather, they were able to generate, to collect 75,600,991 naira was collected. Also from 1st to 31st October 2020, 122,800,478 naira was collected. The difference therein is 46,199,487 with an increase of 61% from what was collected in September and compared with that what was collected in October. 61% increase means we are really moving forward. We cannot be distracted. And smuggling activities here for this particular period under review is as follows. We have Toyota Corolla LEDP with a duty paid value of 1,890,000. Honda Accord with a duty paid value of 9,450,000. Toyota Corolla with a duty value of 3,105,000. Peugeot 504 Guarama duty paid value of 135,000 naira. BMW with DPP of 1,755,000. A Volkswagen Golf with a DPP of 1,755,000. As well as Toyota Tacoma pickup with a duty paid value of 1,485,000. Finally, we have a dump truck with a duty paid value of 20 million. The total.
He said that customs at the border will always arrest and impound customs goods as not approved by government.
Foreign spaghetti with a duty paid value of 2,599,200 naira, as well as 30 cartons of foreign couscous with a DPB of 216,000 naira. Others include 40 cartons of foreign macaroni with a DPB of 2,088,000, 4 sacks of foreign macaroni, DPB value of 50,400 naira, as well as 37 bags of foreign flour with a DPB value of 610,500 naira, 10 bales of second-hand clothing, DPB value of 600,000, 122 jerry cans of PMS of 25 liters each, with a duty paid value of 553,575 naira, 41 cooking gas of 50 kg, cooking gas of 25 kg, cooking gas of 12.5 kg, and one cooking gas of 30 kg with all duty paid value of 3,491,000.
The Customs Area Controller in charge of Western Marine Command has again impounded goods worth over millions of naira. According to him, the command made a lot of gain from the fight against importation of illicit drugs into the country.
Particularly somebody by my left who asked me countless times whether we have boats for our operations. It's a Yuletide season, we're aware. The headquarters and the Controller General are very magnanimous in this regard. 3 weeks ago, a team of naval engineers came to the command from the headquarters. Our dead and dilapidated boats you are seeing outside, 9 of them are going to be rehabilitated before the end of the year, the Controller General's management. Similarly, we are expecting before the end of the year, newly constructed 7 boats coming to the command. Right now we have 9 boats, 5 of which are gunboats, 4 are logistic boats, 216 able trained young men in the command, and we're expecting about 50 more to join from the training college in Kano as soon as they graduate. So giving us to over 250 officers and men in the command. So I have no doubt in my mind, whether Yuletide season or any other season, we are here to deliver. We have the capacity, we have the training, and at the headquarters level, they have the political will to support us. So I have no doubt in my mind we're going to deliver. We're getting this Indian help coming from Ghana. It's not a small thing. We watched it right from where it came to we arrested it. It took us 3 weeks of intensive surveillance to be able to look it on the board. Regarding the petroleum product you mentioned, in my address I stated it. We have arrested petroleum product of over 4,921,700 in the period under review, making it second largest seizure after the rice. So we will continue to do that. We will not relent in effort. Nigerians are paying for our salaries. We are Nigerians. We are trying to help our fatherland to get to the best country on earth. We owe this country a responsibility. Some of us who are very privileged and lucky to have grown up in this country, schooled here, trained here by taxpayers' money. We owe this country a very much duty to pay back.
According to him, the team will also implement measures that will help the economy to grow.
Unfortunately, we have Nigerians who are fishermen of the same river. Most times you go, no matter how late you go at night, you discover that you have to go on the river fishing. So most of the arrests, whenever we make an arrest, you discover that people will dive into the water. And if you try to fire at them, you will fire at the innocent fishermen underwater. So usually we fire, but in most cases, we don't have suspects.
Just before the end of this week edition of the program, Customs Report, we brought you a report where seizures worth billions of naira was intercepted by various commands in the country. For me, 17th Nov, thanks for watching.